To the left field corner by Elliot Ramos, and it lands in foul territory. It's a long, loud strike from Ramos against a man who's had plenty of strikes thrown in his career. Kershaw with 3,039 career strikeouts, one of 20 all-time to reach that 3,000 strikeout mark. And there's strike two right down the pipe against Ramos.
Last time out against the Giants, his sequencing was poor, had trouble. Didn't feel like he was comfortable on the mound. So far, so good.
Ramos cracks one out to left center field, and this one will spoil some of the party early on. A long home run from Elliot Ramos on an 0-2 pitch has given the Giants a 1-0 start in this finale for Kershaw at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, this is a slider that doesn't get down to the back foot. Clayton Kershaw is going to watch that tape, and that ball needs to be buried right below the plate under the swing path. Didn't get enough of it. Ramos was all over it.
So the first batter takes Kershaw deep, and he gets back in the zone with a strike to Willy Adames. Elliot Ramos putting San Francisco on top. A game the Giants really need to win. They're a game under 500. And there's public enemy number one dropping in for a strike from Kershaw.
Yeah, he knew from the sound that that baseball wasn't coming back. He wanted to know where the location was on that pitch, and there it is right there. Being able to get on top of the baseball. The hitter can only see the top half of that baseball, cannot pick up on the rotation, and that's been the calling card for his whole career for 18 years. That's the slider he wanted to throw to Ramos when he gets ahead. Showing the ability to be able to tunnel and play off that fastball. And a ton of swing and miss, especially against the Giants.
One out on a strikeout. Kershaw puts away Adames. Now he'll face Rafael Devers, who has struggled as a Giant against the Dodgers. Devers has only managed one hit so far against the Dodgers since joining San Francisco, although he's familiar with a big-time rivalry back on the East Coast. And he's now on the West Coast side of a great rivalry, the Giants and the Dodgers, as they finish off their season series here this weekend. One ball, one strike on Devers.
It seems like to me that as more time passed in his relationship with Willy Adames, he seems to be more comfortable. It's not easy hitting in that ballpark up north, but contact to damage ratio, excellent.
Well, these are the matchups, too, you think about when Kershaw says goodbye for good after this season is over. Well, you kind of cherish the moments where he faces the other elite hitters. And going one-on-one with Devers, it's the big curveball that missed upstairs for ball three.
He understands he can't just live on the glove side. Threw a fastball to stand up Devers and tried to land to break him.
He walks Devers with that one, and now a man on base for San Francisco here in the first inning. The Giants lineup is presented by BetMGM. There's Willy Adames in the two-hole, 28 home runs, trying to become the first Giant since Barry Bonds to have a 30-homer year. Devers hitting behind him. Then Matt Chapman, he'll be up now in the cleanup spot against Clayton Kershaw. There's a strike at the top of the zone with a fastball to Chapman, who has really become the heart and soul of this Giants roster. They missed him when he was out with an injury earlier in the year.
Not only offensively, so important. Multiple gold gloves over there in the hot corner, so.
That's 0-2 on Chapman. You take the time with Kershaw here to really soak it all in. You know, he has that very familiar setup before he goes into the pitch. Of course, the curveball, which Vince Scully labeled immediately as public enemy number one. Just the way that he goes about his approach on the mound, so cerebral as he is. So you just want to watch him. Now we know that we won't get the opportunity to do so much more after this. Dalton Rushing has the privilege of catching Kershaw here tonight with Will Smith on the injured list. Kershaw wants to have a discussion with Rushing. You're a left-handed pitcher in the major leagues. You were an all-star. You won 20 games. What makes Kershaw so much better, so elite, that he stands above everyone else that was in his generation?
Well, there's a couple of things. Being able to make adjustments. In the later years, he started to be able to command the fastball to the arm side. The reason why that was so important, because he had the velocity early on in his career to go inner half to the right-handed batter and also tunnel that slider, so he got a ton in swing and miss. Then the ability to change eye level with the breaking ball. Now he can still change eye level with the breaking ball, but as you can see, that fastball and really that split change to the arm side really opened up the plate for him.
On 1 and 2, he gets Chapman to foul one back, and everybody talks about Kershaw, the competitor, and what a bulldog. I mean, a guy normally sits in this seat up here. Orel Hershiser was called the bulldog. But that same mentality lives inside Kershaw.
And you know what? That's just fitting to Clayton Kershaw. Everybody's here to watch him. Even the other side is watching him. That could be his last start, but he's going at it very normal.
And Chapman hits one to the left field corner, foul. You could write books. Andy McCullough did. You could write stories. You can write novels, really, about Clayton Kershaw and his great career. The 11 All-Star games, the 5 ERA titles, the 3 Cy Young Awards, and the MVP. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Chapman hits a chopper to third. And Hernandez bobbling it. And everybody's safe for San Francisco.
KK wanted to be able to go to Rojas at second to try to get the lead runner a little too fast within the glove. Chapman was hustling out of the box, so it's going to be very difficult to try to double up Chapman down the line.
You can see Hernandez start to peek towards second base as that ball was about to hit him in the glove.
Prolongs the inning, has a chance, especially with Flores. There are top RBI guys in their lineup, and so right now the Giants are already having a lot of traffic, like the last start they had with Clayton Kershaw. But Clayton Kershaw so far has been able to stay around the strike zone.
First and second with Chapman now aboard, and Devers at second base. Flores swings and misses. It's a funny thing for these Dodgers. They've played in every sort of big game imaginable, but this is a different kind of setting where they want to get it right for Kershaw here tonight. Rushing takes one off the hand. Ask Dave Roberts specifically about Rushing. You know, he hasn't played in all the big games. He's a rookie, and he's behind the plate here, but Dave Roberts doesn't think Rushing will put too much pressure on himself here tonight.
You know what? He has the talent. He already built quickly a rapport with Clayton Kershaw and has earned the respect. A little bit banged up, getting that foul tip, and he says, I'm okay, just give me a little bit more time. He understands his importance in the lineup, the pitch receiving and game calling, and that's very difficult to do if you're a young catcher, earning the respect not only of the starting rotation, but some of that firepower they have in the bullpen as well.
Rushing needs a moment to collect himself after that foul ball. He says he's fine, trying to shake it off as best as he can. Ben Rortvedt is the other catcher on the roster now, with Smith on the injured list. Rushing going to make sure he's good to go here with some warm-up tosses to Freddie Freeman at first base.
Part of his game that's elite too. Being able to control the running game, very important. Gives Clayton Kershaw a little bit of breather, and that's a tough position back there.
This is Rushing's first start back since he had his own IL placement, so Rushing wanting to stay in there and certainly wanting to be a part of this night with Clayton Kershaw and his final regular season start here at Dodger Stadium. Wilmer Flores is at the plate with the count 0-2. And there's the breaking ball for strike 3.
Being able to slow the hitter down and change the eye level. That ball looks so enticing, but because of the rotation down, that depth change and that velocity, tough to cover.
Kershaw's last start was against the Giants in San Francisco. He allowed 4 runs early in that game. That's what 4 walks in just 3 innings pitched. But for the most part, Kershaw has been able to get through. Whatever his fastball looks like now, whatever stuff he has at this moment, he's risen to the occasion more times than you can even count throughout his career. But especially this year, coming back from all the injuries, he's able to take the ball and deliver for the Dodgers when they've really needed him at times. Swing and a miss by Casey Schmidt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, out of all the years and all the numbers that he's put up, the gaudy numbers, I'm really more impressed of him in year 18 to go from a hope to a need, especially the struggles and the injuries they had in that rotation, going 5-0 in the month of August.
There's a little bloop out toward right. It's Hernandez coming in, making the catch to end the inning. The top of the first for Clayton Kershaw. He allowed a home run, and he settled in. A couple of strikeouts in Kershaw's final regular season start here at Dodger Stadium. Buzz about Kershaw. Well, Shohei's here too.
It's the big show tonight. The leadoff position. Robbie Ray did a good job of neutralizing him last start, even though he didn't have the best command. We'll see how he'll attack him the first inning tonight.
Well, Robbie Ray's had a tough time lately. His ERA is above 7 over his last 5 starts. He has not been going deep into games as much. Walks have been an issue for Ray.
Yeah, 71 walks, leads the National League, but has 106 strikeouts with the 4-seamer at the top of the zone. So that's all I'm watching for, velo and command.
Anything about Robbie Ray is that his ERA at Dodger Stadium is even better than Kershaw's, although not with the same longevity. Ray has only been a visitor here, but he has a 2.18 ERA in this ballpark. Kershaw's is 2.26, historically good for a home ballpark. And it's Shohei leading things off with his 51 home runs and his 138 runs scored, a Dodger record. Big swing on the fastball, and it's 0-2. This is an important date in Shohei history. He's got his own history book that has been written about him at this point, but it was 1 year ago today when he had that crazy 6-for-6 game that put him in the 50-50 club. Is this one in the air? And it's Gilbert, the center fielder, calling for it and grabbing it for the first out. Show you the rest of the Dodger lineup tonight as Mookie Betts bats in the number 2 hole. Then it's Teoscar Hernandez with Freddie Freeman in the cleanup spot. Tommy Edmonds in center field tonight. Saw Kike Hernandez at third base, made that error in the top of the first, but no harm done. Kershaw got out of it from there. Well, here's Mookie Betts, who has really flipped the script over the last several weeks as he looks at a strike. Betts has had a really good role after what was a tough start to the year, not only just with his on-field play, but having to deal with some things off the field as well, including a sickness that caused him to drop a lot of weight. He's good now, but it took him a while to really get back to his regular form.
You've seen some frustration from Mookie Betts during the season, but I love the relationship he has with Dave Roberts. He said, hey, every single day, do something to be impactful and help us win the ball game. Good pass right there.
His numbers look a lot more Betts-like since the beginning of August. He's hit .306 with 8 home runs and 32 RBI since August 1st. He's at .333 in September, already 5 homers this month, with 19 RBIs in his last 16 games. So he's been doing plenty to help the team win.
And on the defensive side of the baseball, one of the better defenders. He heard all the chirps last year, worked his tail off in the winter, and said, hey, I'm going to be one of the more elite defensive shortstops. He's been that all season long.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Mookie Betts. As he pops this one up. And yeah, his defense at shortstop has been excellent. He's been able to be a positive force at that position. Any kind of metric you look at, the Dodgers have complete trust in Mookie as a shortstop. For a guy who's won a bunch of Gold Gloves as a right fielder on top of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's a line drive to center. Gilbert is right there. 2 up, 2 down. Mookie Betts in his defensive career, all the greatness in the outfield that helped him win 6 Gold Gloves as a right fielder. Started playing shortstop over the last couple of seasons. Was there for most of last year before moving back to the outfield toward the end. This year he's been able to stick at shortstop, and his numbers have grown at that position. For a guy who's in his 30s too, making that move from the outfield to the infield to the middle infield is extremely unusual.
Well, he's a personal friend of mine. Can drive the ball, golf ball 300 yards, can dunk a basketball, you know, do all those things. He's an elite athlete, so those that are close to him are not surprised that he's finally made that adjustment.
2 out, nobody on with Teoscar Hernandez at the plate taking ball 2. This guy could dunk too, you know.
That's a bad man right there. Legend.
Magic Johnson.
D-Train, I love you on air, man. I love that guy.
Everybody loves him some D-Train.
They'll show me a lot of love at Dodger Stadium. I'll be on the pregame show Sunday, our final home game. You know, just talking.
Well, if you got Magic, you're on the right side.
Absolutely. But this guy right here, Teo, they need him to continue to play good baseball.
It's 2-2 on Teoscar Hernandez.
Finally looks healthy, not only at the plate, but defensively starting to get the balls. About a couple months ago, there was talk struggling to get the baseballs in right field. They were talking about moving Mookie Betts back there, but again, when you're an elite athlete, you hear the rumbles, and you say, hey, once I get healthy, I'll show you that I can play at an elite level.
2-2 is the count on Teoscar Hernandez. He takes ball 3. For the most part, there's still some issues in the bullpen, but the Dodgers are starting to come together from a health standpoint at the right time.
It's only fitting that they play their rivals from the north.
3-2. And the bouncer foul. I mean, this is where you really start to hone in on October, what it takes to win. The Dodgers know what it takes to win. They just did it last year. It's not been a repeat champion in almost a quarter century now, but it'd be hard to pick against the Dodgers going into October if their roster is fully loaded.
Health is wealth and timing is everything, and so they're finally starting to get healthy in their rotation. Dave Roberts is going to have to lean on that rotation to shorten the ball game for that bullpen.
Hernandez pops this one up and see if it stays in. Bailey might have a play. He does to end the inning. Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus is presented by Chevrolet, official vehicle of Major League Baseball. And brought to you in part by Sattva. Unlock the power of sleep at sattva.com. Take a look at our Major League thrills presented by Mini Cooper. Well, Kershaw has gotten plenty of thrills at the expense of the Giants. You see the 2.08 ERA. It's his lowest against any opponent. And the 415 strikeouts entering tonight were the second most ever against the Giants. Well, guess what? He struck out Adames and Flores in the first inning. So another record for Kershaw, 417 strikeouts. He passes Warren Spahn for the most ever against the Giants.
You know, you put up all those cool stats, but he's a 4-time Warren Spahn Award winner. And that's one award for both leagues, the most outstanding lefty in all baseball. And so I don't think we got enough reel to be able to put all his accolades up, but 415 strikeouts.
Well, thank you.
Encarnacion is the batter leading off here in the second, as the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Of course, with this being an Apple TV broadcast tonight, it's understandable that a lot of Dodger fans don't want to hear what Joe Davis has to say about Clayton Kershaw. Joe's here tonight, actually. It's his bobblehead giveaway night. So I asked Joe, you know, what's the one thing you'd really want to say about him tonight? And he said how he always, right up until this year, found a way. Each inning, each start, each year, Kershaw found a way. He walks Encarnacion. He said, you don't pitch 18 years without evolving. He refuses to give in, and he's 10-2 to show for it this year.
Catcher number 14, Patrick.
See what Kershaw has done to obliterate his rival. You know, it's different. You see one of the Cardinals-Cubs rivalry there, but it's so different when you do it against your rival. You dominate the team that you're supposed to be beating all the time, according to your own fan base. There's a strike to Patrick Bailey, who made an error last night, a key error. He was such a great defensive player, but he dropped a ball at home plate that helped the Dodgers win yesterday's game 2-1.
Plus 64 in catcher framing runs, one of the best to do it. Now has struggled at the plate, but has at times showed life. If he continues to develop offensively, man, he's going to be one of the best two-way players in all of baseball. Love his pitch framing, his presence back there, and obviously one of the best throwers of the baseball behind the plate.
No balls and 2 strikes on Bailey here with Encarnacion at first. A short lead for a big guy over there, as Bailey fouls one off. Kershaw only threw 67 pitches in his last start. He threw 83 the outing before that. He's gotten up into the 90s a couple of times. One outing he's reached 100 pitches July 2nd. No balls, 2 strikes the count. As Bailey takes strike 3. Public enemy number 1 has been prime here tonight.
In the back of your mind, hitters are thinking, we know this breaking ball is coming, and it just locks up Bailey. And being able to follow swings, I think that's a nuance that's missing in developing kids to be able to be major leaguers. You have to follow the swings. He threw a fastball at the top of the zone. Bailey fouls it off, throws the breaking ball right off that.
Drew Gilbert takes ball 1. Gilbert's been somewhat of a spark plug for the Giants of late. He's been traded a couple of times, including this year. He came over from the Mets when the Giants traded Tyler Rogers to New York. I see a lot of highlights of Gilbert making a scene in the dugout, jumping up and down, screaming at somebody.
That's when the Red Bulls kick in. But you always need a guy like that, that just loves the game, plays with that energy, and really that's his personality.
2 balls, no strikes on Gilbert. Getting a start for Jung-Hoo Lee tonight. Even at this stage in Kershaw's career, right at the very tip of the end of it, well, you still have to respect his game to give a left-handed batter a day off, and Jung-Hoo Lee is not on the bench, or not in the lineup, I should say. He's on the bench for the Giants here tonight. There's a strike to Gilbert. It's 3-1.
So far, the Giants have done a good job of just working the count, driving the pitch count up. They did this in San Francisco the last time they saw Clayton Kershaw It's important for Clayton Kershaw to start trying to get some contact and get his defense involved. But man, Wayne, there's been a big-time buzz in this stadium since 3 o'clock today.
Kershaw steps off. And there's ball 4. So Kershaw battling his command a bit. He's walked 3 in the first 2 innings. And a couple of walks at the bottom of the order here. It was Elliot Ramos who started this game with a home run. StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Yeah, Ramos did a good job of staying on that slider that Clayton Kershaw wanted to bury. Elongated the swing 431 feet. So he's got some serious power at the top of the lineup. And now you're starting to see how this Giants lineup is structured at the top of the lineup. They still have a chance, obviously, to get in the postseason, but if the guys come healthy in spring training, they can do some damage at the top of the lineup.
Ramos with 18 homers on the year. Those powers been quieter in the second half. The Giants have swayed so much offensively this year. They've been really hot at times. They've cooled off at others. They're in a cold stretch right now.
Well, Bob Melvin made it clear in the manager meeting. When we hit and we score, we win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's the ebb and flows of this lineup. And so that's where they're going to look back at the season if they don't get into the postseason. A little bit of the frustration, but at the same time, you can see structurally this is what we're going to have to do next season.
The numbers certainly bear that out. The Giants are stockpiling wins. It's because they're scoring runs. In their last stretch, they were averaging 6.5 runs per game. Bob Melvin has seen a lot of games, both as a big league player and manager. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Ramos as Kershaw keeps missing here. 2 balls and 1 strike. What are you seeing from Kershaw as far as why some of these pitches aren't landing?
He's falling off to the third base side just a tad bit too early, so it's messing with the release point down. He's got the breaking ball spin down, but the fastball has eluded him.
It's a pop-up from Ramos, and that's just what we're talking about when it comes to Kershaw. Finding a way. Well, the command having some issues. Still, he gets it out when he needs one here as Ramos pops out. Again, StatCast powered by Google Cloud on Kershaw's arsenal.
Well, he's feeling good tonight because I've already seen a couple 90s, a couple 91s. The 4-seam fastball has to play. Obviously, he wants to get to that slider, not only on the glove side, but the arm side as well. And when he gets ahead, you're already seeing public enemy #1.
2 outs here in the second. Willie Adames struck out his first time. He pops it up. So Kershaw gets 2 pop-ups to the same spot right when he needed him to get out of this inning. Rojas has that, and Clayton Kershaw gets through the second.
Apple TV Plus presented by Chevrolet. We're here at Dodger Stadium, and I'm here with Matthew Stafford. They've got a big game this weekend, the LA Rams do. But it was important for you to be here, for your childhood friend, Clayton Kershaw, who you grew up with. Why was it important for you to be here, Matthew?
I got to see this guy at the beginning, and being able to see him do it now for so many years here in LA has been incredible. I didn't want to miss this. I'm just so happy it fell on a night that I could be here.
All right, you've known this guy since you were young. What's your favorite Clayton Kershaw memory?
Oh, man, too many to remember, but I'll just always remember playing baseball, playing catch with this kid way back in the day in Dallas, Texas, growing up, figuring out the sports world together, and those are my memories, man, the ones from when I was a kid.
All right, thanks. I think you've both done pretty well. Thank you, Matthew.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you, Wayne.
Not too many people going around calling Clayton Kershaw this kid, but
I like that.
Stafford has the right.
I've seen him in the huddle, little audibles talking about Kershaw, so you know they're tight in their relationship.
Rams Super Bowl winning quarterback at that. Matthew Stafford has his own imprint here in LA, and they do have a pretty big game this Sunday from what I understand against the Eagles.
And you want to talk about another individual that's shown longevity in his position and has earned the respect as one of the better to throw it.
Freddie Freeman slaps one foul. No balls, 2 strikes. It seems like everywhere you look here tonight, there's a star somewhere. We showed you Magic Johnson. We just showed you Matthew Stafford. Shohei Ohtani. Freddie Freeman's in the box right now.
Wayne Randazzo.
Absolutely. You were getting the star treatment down there before the game today. Freeman takes ball 1.
Good pitch and good take. This is the cat and mouse game. It is very difficult sometimes, Wayne, and it feels like the hitter has the advantage. But from both these starters from the last time they went out, they seem to have better mound presence and command.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and there's a wave and a miss by Freeman. So Robbie Ray's retired the first 4 in a row tonight. His arsenal brought to you by Google Cloud.
Talk about the four seam, the velocity, anywhere from 94 to 97 miles an hour. He will throw a changeup to the arm side, and the windup is very deceptive. He turns his back to the hitter, so it causes a lot of explosion out of his hand, and so he has to be able to drive that fastball to the glove side.
And here is Tommy Edman, who fouls one back. Edman, another injury-plagued year. Not unlike last year, but he ended up being a big component for their success in October. He was the NLCS MVP.
Quality at bat from both sides, and another Swiss Army knife for Dave Roberts.
Well, they'd love having those. There's plenty of Dodgers, not even on just this roster, but in years past as well, during this now incredibly long run of postseason appearances. So the Dodgers have had guys who can play all over the field, and Edmonds certainly qualifies as that, playing center field tonight.
Oh, that's in.
As he takes ball 2.
Adds a little bit of pop, a little bit of experience at the bottom of their lineup. Good pitch.
Give you a quality at bat. You know, it puts a lot of pressure. We saw that in the postseason last year. The pressure the Dodger hitters can put on opposing pitchers with long at bats, fouling pitches off, just not giving in. Dave Roberts talked about that today. Playoff type at bats. He's starting to see that now from his team.
Also, being able to grind a pitcher down, being able to get contact with 2 strikes, and being able to show the ability to score runs with 2 outs.
It's 2-2 on Edman. Fouls this one almost directly into our booth. Was your chance on?
I was waiting on it, Weezy. Full extension from Rondale.
I was ready to save our Kershaw bobblehead that we have up here that they're giving away tomorrow.
I know some people.
2-2. And Edman hits a fly ball to left. It's Ramos scooting back forward and over to make the catch for the second out. Five up, 5 down for Robbie Ray. Trying to step up for this Giants ball club in a time of need for San Francisco. And the Mets have already won tonight. The Reds have already won tonight, and Arizona leads the Phillies 2-1 in the 4th inning. Those are the teams the Giants are clumped in with, trying for the 3rd wild card spot in the National League. Starting to run out of time. Next weekend is the end, so San Francisco really needs to get some victories under their belts, and they might need a little help along the way now too.
Well, they're definitely going to need some help, but they need to just focus on playing good baseball down the stretch.
Rojas sends one out to left. It's deep. Back for Ramos, and it's gone. Miguel Rojas cracks a game-tying homer.
Miggy Rowe talked before the game. He says, train, I feel young in the box. I know I'm 36 years old, but being able to show the ability to hunt the fastball inner half, he has power. Pitch selection has been great this year in the bottom of the lineup.
Here's a drive to the gap in left center by Andy Pages, and that ball is off the wall. After the Rojas blast, Pages bangs one off the wall in left center. The Dodgers with back-to-back extra base hits.
Talked about it 2 at-bats ago. The ability to grind the pitcher down and score with 2 outs. That's what Dave Roberts talks about, and he recognized that last year. And timing is everything. Being able to score and answer, especially in friendly confines. The Pages getting another center cut fastball. It's a missile right off the wall. Keep the line moving.
Well, for Miguel Rojas, not a typical source of Dodger power. His first home run since July 19th. Here's Kike Hernandez, who has hit more home runs off Robbie Ray than any other batter in baseball. He's got 5 homers off Ray.
That's why he's in a Dodger uniform. One of the more popular players in this locker room, coming up in big moments.
And talk about a guy who knows how to put it together in October. It's like Kike flips a switch every season. As soon as October starts, the postseason lights begin to shine, and Kike's at his best. 2 balls and no strikes on Hernandez here, with Pages at second base. That's what we talked about before. Dave Roberts said he's starting to see those kinds of at-bats creeping in for the Dodgers here of late. And he feels really good about how they'll take that into the postseason.
Having the San Diego Padres beat that pacer right behind them, they understand day in and day out for the rest of the season they have to play good baseball.
Padres did lose tonight to the White Sox 4-3. Dylan Cease was defeated by his former team, so the Dodgers can push their lead in the National League West up to 4 games over San Diego with a win tonight. Plus the Dodgers have the tiebreaker as well. Ground ball is pulled to the shortstop, Adames. He's got a great arm. He shows it off to retire Kike Hernandez. Dodgers tied up on a homer by Miguel Rojas.
Kershaw making his long-awaited debut.
Kershaw's final regular season start on his greatest stage, Dodger Stadium.
First big league strikeout.
There's the breaking ball for strike 3. Clayton Kershaw's Dodger Stadium debut came May 25th, 2008 against the Cardinals. Russell Martin was his catcher that day. Andre Ethier had the walk-off hit. They're both here tonight among other former Dodger teammates of Kershaw's that are in attendance for this final regular season start for Kershaw at Dodger Stadium. Kershaw gave up 2 runs in 6 innings in his first Dodger Stadium start against St. Louis back in 2008.
227 starts at Dodger Stadium in the career.
That's in the regular season, and of course more in the postseason as well. This is his 249th career appearance in this ballpark. Kershaw, with the announcement of his retirement, it starts his Hall of Fame clock too, don't forget. As Devers looks at a strike, he'll be in the class of 2031, and there have only been a handful of first ballot Hall of Fame single team starting pitchers ever. The last was Jim Palmer. He was inducted in 1990. There's a strike to Devers, and it's 3-2. But it's a class of Walter Johnson, Bob Feller, Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson, and Jim Palmer. First ballot Hall of Fame single team starting pitchers that Kershaw would join.
Well, that's part of the mystique and the joy about watching it.
Swing and a miss. He comes back to strike out Devers.
Excellent sequence, being able to double up with the slider. He got the call strike slider at the bottom of the zone. He says, I'm going to go right back to that. Caught more of the plate. Devers over swinging. You see pull off that baseball. A little bit tardy too, trying to catch that spin, and the little one's loving that.
Yeah, 2 of them eating and 2 of them punching out Devers.
Yeah, man, you got a lot of kids up there. I get it. Got a lot of kids. One with ice cream, one with popcorn. Mama Kershaw gonna have to run up the turnstile. There's gonna be a bathroom break. But they're always at the ball game supporting their dad. One of the best to ever do it.
Certainly is. It's almost hush-hush sometimes to think about comparing the greats of today to the greats of the past. Those ghosts from beyond, they kind of become untouched. Well, you can't talk about Babe Ruth or anybody else in today's game in the same sentence, as Chapman drives one at the gap in right center, and this one will bounce all the way to the wall. It'll be an extra base hit for Chapman. But as far as Clayton Kershaw and comparing him to the greats of the past, you can't help but go to Sandy Koufax, and that is the ultimate comparison, right? When it comes to a Dodger, a left-hander, the great curveball, it's Koufax and it's Kershaw. And I know you're not supposed to really say it, but to me, they are side by side, and Kershaw is this generation, our generation's Koufax.
1,000%. You couldn't say that any better, Wayne. And their relationship in the organization, how public it is. And Sandy doing all those numbers in such a short time, and one of just the great human beings. Every time I get a chance to talk to Sandy, man, he's always has something positive to say about the Dodgers, about the game of baseball, and even he says, my breaking ball was good, but that man on the mound today is better.
Flores lines one up the middle, and that's a base hit. Chapman heads for the plate. He'll score the second run for the Giants, and San Francisco's back in front on a base hit by Wilmer Flores.
Flores comes into the ball game second on the team in team RBIs, and so you're starting to see the teeth of this lineup and really their depth of their lineup, where they have 5 to 6 guys in their lineup that can beat you on any given day. This is a pitch right over the heart of the plate. Flores goes right back up the box, and as soon as Chapman sees the contact, he's hustling out of the box, and he's trying to score to retake the lead.
Ball 1 to Casey Schmidt, who lined out his first time. Flores now has tied his career high with 71 runs batted in this year. He's had some success against Kershaw in the past. Always been good against lefties. Wilmer Flores. Schmidt's done well against the Dodgers this year. He has 9 RBIs against the Dodgers this season. He had 8 of them in the first series between these two teams at Dodger Stadium this year. there's the big hook. Although it was not a favorable call from the home plate umpire, Lance Barksdale. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, Barksdale's been 50-50 with that type of breaking ball at the down in the bottom of the zone. Kershaw saying, haven't you seen my movies? That's where I go with that breaking ball.
And there's ball 3. But that's kind of the point. Our generation deserves heroes too. And this guy is certainly one of them. Clayton Kershaw is a hero for this generation, not just for Los Angeles and for the Dodgers, but for all of baseball. He transcends the entire game with his greatness. There's the strike at the bottom of the zone.
Clayton's trying to make some adjustments with his sights. He's getting beat with pitches up in the zone, so now he's trying to stay from the knee down to try to induce some ground balls.
It's a full count on Schmidt. Throw to first. And Kershaw had 58 pitches, and with every one that he throws, he gets closer and closer to the finish line here tonight. And our window of seeing Clayton Kershaw here at Dodger Stadium closes with each delivery that comes home. This will be number 59. And it's grounded foul. We know he's going to end up in that 80 to 100 range here tonight.
It's going to be very difficult for Doc, especially you see the pacing of the game, the direction of the game. Trying to take that baseball out of that man's hand tonight, understanding the importance of they need a Dodger win. On the other side, the Giants want to spoil it for him.
It's 3-2 on Schmidt. Another foul with each pitch that Schmidt fouls off. It just pushes Kershaw closer to the curtain call. This guy's going to have his curtain call at some point, but he's not ready yet.
I was talking to him earlier today. He says, nah, I'm coming back to the train. He said, he said, I haven't golfed all year. I said, oh, you really coming back?
It's a full count on Casey Schmidt.
Excellent at bat by Schmidt, spoiling the breaking ball, but still having enough bat to ball skills to be able to spoil off the fastball. And so loving this cat and mouse game, this battle between the veterans.
Curveball just missed for ball 4. You can see rushing from here, trying to snap it back over the outside corner, but Kershaw just missed his spot off the plate there, and it is his 4th walk tonight. As Schmidt takes first after a long at bat.
Yeah, just off the edges, man. Too close to take, but Schmidt locked up a little bit and saw that the baseball's away and come on up.
Got 4 umpires sitting right
man,
there.
listen. They're going to be umping even louder once they get that cotton candy.
Here is Encarnacion with runners on first and second. It's an interesting comparison, Kershaw to Verlander. You can throw Max Scherzer in there too, because they are the surefire 3 first ballot Hall of Fame starting pitchers in this era. But it's different. It hits different with Verlander and Scherzer. They've bounced around. They've been on different teams. Here's a bouncing ball to short. Clayton Kershaw has done it all in Dodger blue, and he's through 3 innings tonight in his Dodger Stadium regular season finale.
It's time for a Sage Manager interview with Bob Melvin. You guys, it's a special night here at Dodger Stadium tonight, but you guys are in a fight to stay alive in the postseason. Had some aggressive slings against Clayton early. How important is that approach with how the offense had been struggling coming into this one?
Yeah, you know, we need to get, in the past here recently, when we scored, it's been early in a game. So a guy like him, get him before he gets into his rhythm a little bit.
Robbie Ray had some trouble against these Dodgers in his last start. He's looked better here tonight. What are you seeing from him?
Just all his pitches going right now. He's got good carry to the top of his fastball, throwing his changeup and his slider for strikes.
Thanks, Bob.
All right.
Well, Robbie Ray has looked good with the exception of the 2 extra base hits he allowed back-to-back in the second. Miguel Rojas hit a home run. And rushing out in front of that. And it's 0-2 on the Dodger rookie catcher, Dalton Rushing.
If you're Robbie Ray, you want to be aggressive. Clayton Kershaw's had another long inning, and you want to do your best to try to get your offense that seems to be firing at all cylinders back into the dugout. If you're the Dodger offense, you want to be able to give Clayton Kershaw a breather and get some traffic.
Rushing fouls one straight back. Dalton Rushing, a very promising catching prospect for the Dodgers, second-round pick just a few years ago out of the University of Louisville. Had some luck getting catchers out of there. And he takes strike 3 called here, and that's the second strikeout for Robbie Ray. Mentioned the Shohei anniversary 1 year ago today. An unforgettable night in Miami.
Definitely unforgettable because he did it against my Marlins, but he was getting his foot down, and even the Marlins fans were getting in it because they witnessed history right in front of them.
The creator of the 50-50 club.
Try to get on top of that 4-seam fastball. He said, I'm tired of you beating me upstairs, but Robbie Ray wants to attack that hole up and in. Try to set him up from the slider down and away. And if you're Shohei Ohtani, try to catch up to that velocity, shorten that swing, and really get that top hand on top of the baseball.
He lines this one to left center field. It's a rocket. Gilbert chasing it, and he makes the catch. Ohtani clubbed that one. Didn't have much height to it, and Gilbert was able to run it down in the gap.
Shohei made an adjustment while I was in mid-sentence. Got his foot down earlier, shortened that swing, let Robbie Ray supply that power. Just didn't get it up high enough.
It was 105 off the bat, so he hit it plenty hard. And Drew Gilbert, the rookie, able to track it down. Mookie Betts with 2 outs takes ball 1. Betts lined out to Gilbert his first time.
Betts over his last 29 ball games, hitting .333, 7 home runs, and 22 RBIs and 19 runs in that span.
A really good month of September for Mookie Betts. Dodgers certainly can score runs. Second highest scoring offense in the National League. Their starting pitching's been really good for the last several weeks. Yeah, their bullpen has had some issues, but some of the starters might be able to help out in the bullpen anyway come October. It might not be as big of an issue in the postseason as it's been lately. Betts was fooled there on the fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Emmett Sheehan, who's been kind of a hybrid arm down there, he will be a big factor. And we'll see. This is why they signed so many starters. 17 starters been used back-to-back seasons.
Swing and a miss by Mookie Betts for strike 3, and Robbie Ray works a 1-2-3 inning.
got another stage manager interview with Dave Roberts. Clayton Kershaw, he's had 64 pitches already. Walked a couple guys, gave up the home run. How closely are you watching him, given the emotion of this start?
I'm watching him closely, and I think obviously given yesterday, the emotions of today, he's expended a lot of energy, and he's not as sharp. You know, he's gritting his way, finding his way to kind of minimize damage. Pitch count certainly higher than we'd like, so you know, I'd love to get him through another one, and we'll see if he can get through the fifth. But you know, we're kind of watching him closely right now.
You've been with him for 10 years. What do you think is going to be the defining moment of Kershaw as a Dodger?
You know what? That's a great question. I've been with him for 10 years, as you said. You know, coming out of the bullpen in D.C. to close out Game 5. Obviously running onto the field in Texas, winning the World Series out of right field, out of the pen. You know, we've been on a long ride, and it hasn't been linear, but I'll tell you what, there's just no one that has more compete, preparation, and pride in what he does as a professional. And for him to wear the same uniform for 18 years is pretty special.
It is. Thank you, Dave.
All right, thanks, Heidi.
That's really what puts him at the top of the list when it comes to Dodger history. 18 years wearing that uniform and having nothing but success.
He'll never be worn again, that's for sure. Like to tell him he's a walking statue, and not only just in baseball, that number 22, but really in sports. You look at Emmitt Smith wearing the number 22 in the Cowboys uniform, and I think of Clayton Kershaw, and so I love what he said about gritting his way, because obviously the command is not there where he would want it to be, but keeping his game close, and just been an icon of not only the Dodgers and this organization, but really the city of Los Angeles. He doesn't care about any of that right now. He wants to win this ball game and really find his command.
He's behind Drew Gilbert, 2 balls, no strikes. Gilbert walked earlier. Kershaw has walked 4. There is no one up right now in the Dodger bullpen as Kershaw is about to throw his 70th pitch here tonight. Dave Roberts kind of foreshadowing a bit that doesn't see this one going past 5 innings.
And I agree with Dave 1,000%. The emotion yesterday at the press conference, talking about his teammates, seeing his teammates be emotional about it. Dave Roberts is emotional about it. There's a lot of emotions right now in this stadium, because we all know that we're witnessing what could be the bookend of a great career. It's something you never see again in a Dodger uniform.
Well, the Dodgers haven't really mapped out the next week yet either. They have a 3.5 game lead over the Padres right now in the National League West. It's a possibility they'll need to play it out through the end to get that division title locked up. It's possible they'll clinch sometime in the middle of next week, and that series in Seattle next weekend won't mean much to the Dodgers. So they don't know exactly when or if Kershaw will pitch again in the regular season after tonight, or really how their pitching is going to look once that wild card series begins in about a week and a half. Gilbert floats one over the infield. Rojas thought about letting it drop, but he makes the catch.
Jake Peavy sending a big congratulations and lots of love on your retirement, buddy. What a way to go about it. The best I've ever seen. True pro, class act, and role model for us all. Enjoy this last ride with your teammates and family. Congrats again, left-hander.
Kersh, man, congratulations on an unbelievable career. You were one of the best to ever do it.
Some words of congratulations and a send-off for Kershaw from the likes of Jake Peavy and Matthew Stafford, who's here at the game tonight.
When he gets home and he gets settled in and he gets a chance to look back at the season and reflect back to the career, he's really going to enjoy all those positive messages for some of the greats in different forms.
Elliot Ramos started this game with a home run, trying to spoil this historic night for Clayton Kershaw.
Sold out crowd. Even as an opponent, I've always loved the energy of Dodger Stadium.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ramos, who popped out earlier. takes ball 1. Kershaw has 222 career victories, matching that number 22 motif with his total number of wins at the moment. Only 96 losses. He'll be the first pitcher with 200 wins and fewer than 100 losses since Al Spalding and Bob Carruthers. There's a fly ball to center field, hit pretty well. Edmonds going back. He has some room and makes the catch. 2 outs. And as Tyler Kepner in The Athletic put it, those two guys never even pitched off a mound. They go so far back, pre-1900.
You know what? It seems like every time Clayton Kershaw has stepped on the mound, he is breaking another record. And there goes my man Barnesy. Love to see him. I love to see those guys in the uniform and represent their guy.
Lock in.
One of the greats, man. Everybody loved Barnesy.
Austin Barnes, A.J. Pollock, Janethier, Russell Martin, Trace Thompson here as well in attendance to see Kershaw off tonight. No balls and a strike on Willie Adames. As we've said, it's probably not his last appearance on a big league mound, but it's definitely the last start in a regular season game in this place that he has rocked for so long with some of his most amazing performances.
When I think of Clayton Kershaw, I think of how many shots, how many videos have you seen of him being a big spot, come up with a big pitch and show that roar, show that emotion. That's what I remember about Clayton Kershaw, and really just having that standard in the Dodger uniform.
Bailey chased back to first.
A bit of a snap throw.
The Dodger bullpen is up. Edgardo Enriquez has started throwing in the bullpen for Dave Roberts. Kershaw trying to get through the 4th. Little tapper, that's foul.
Trying to go with that big, slow breaking ball at 74 miles an hour. Adames recognized it mid-flight. Spoiled it, but he's been going to that breaking ball, especially showing the ability once he gets ahead of the hitter. We'll see if he goes with the slider, back foot. Wanted to go with the slider down, left it up and over the plate. You can see with Rushing's target, he wants that ball down. Sometimes when you feel too strong, you overthrow that breaking ball, and that's what happens.
The familiar pre-pitch setup of Kershaw. Check switch.
I love this at-bats right here. Adames spoiling good pitches. Clayton stay focused. Thought that was a good pitch call right there. Adames has seen a breaking ball and now a slider. Now that fastball plays up.
The 20th pitch of this 4th inning for Kershaw. It's his 84th of the night. That's another foul. We've seen a bunch of foul balls here from the Giants tonight.
Yeah, they've done a good job. And obviously they've seen Clayton Kershaw before. They have a good game plan of understanding that a lot of the pitches that they're going to throw is going to come inner half to the right-handed batter. That's why he started to have success to the second half of his career, being able to throw the pitches he wants to the arm side.
It's 2-2. It's starting to set up in a manner where Rafael Devers is on deck, and that will likely be the last batter for Kershaw here at Dodger Stadium. Enriquez, the righty, is warming up. Matt Chapman is due up after Devers. Kind of see the writing on the wall there. Swing and a miss. Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus, presented by Chevrolet with Dontrell Willis and Heidi Watney. I'm Wayne Randazzo. We're here at Dodger Stadium, and this place is ready to give Clayton Kershaw a proper send-off. Figure he's going to face one more batter, most likely, in the top of the fifth. Rafael Devers will lead off. And then you have the right-handers Chapman and Flores behind him. There's nobody up right now in the Dodger bullpen, but they did have Edgardo Enriquez throwing, and it won't take much for him to get back up and get ready to enter this game. We'll wait to see how that plays out in the next half inning. For now, the Dodgers down by a run.
Thank you.
As Teoscar Hernandez takes ball 2 from Robbie Ray, who has started to veer forward here tonight after a few rough outings of late.
Yeah, you're starting to see the command, the mound presence, and second time through the lineup, he's trying to mix in that change up to the arm side. It's a big time weapon for him.
Hernandez fouled out his first time. It's Freddie Freeman and then Edman behind him.
Since September 9th, Teo's hitting .316, 9 runs in 9 games.
It's 24 homers on the year. He's only had 6 off left-handed pitching. And a massive year last year for the Dodgers. He takes ball 4 here. It's a leadoff walk. The first one issued from Robbie Ray tonight, who leads the National League in that category. Didn't walk anybody in the first 3 innings, but he's allowed Hernandez to reach here in the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, 2 and 4 since the All-Star break. That's a big reason. Way too much traffic, losing guys and counts. 9 and 3 before the All-Star break, and much sharper.
Here's Freeman, who struck out his first time. A lot of these Dodgers have seen plenty of Robbie Ray, not just as a Giant. He's been a Diamondback in the past as well. He's faced the Dodgers a lot. Freeman has 6 hits and 21 at bats against him lifetime. Going 2 on Freeman. Ray has his own Cy Young Award, some gaudy strikeout numbers over the years in his own right. The Dodgers now 3 times this year, including tonight. Biggest issue for Robbie Ray the last couple of years just wasn't able to pitch. He had Tommy John surgery. Made 7 starts for the Giants last year, 1 for Seattle the year before that. This has been his best season since he won the Cy Young back in 2021.
Yeah, well, injuries, that elbow, and really when he posts, he's able to put big time numbers, and I love the deceptive throw. You know, I used to turn my back to the hitter, and he's done the same thing. So when he's healthy, he puts up numbers.
0-2 on Freddie Freeman. Robbie Ray was a Blue Jay when he won the Cy Young Award. Just the 4th Blue Jay to win it. Roy Halladay had been the last. Pat Henkin and Roger Clemens also won it as Blue Jays. I want to hear you singing OK Blue Jays next week.
That's a 50-50 chance, and Rondell's going to be up north, baby. We'll see.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Freeman. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Robbie Ray to get the strikeout.
Yeah, that's what the velocity does. That's what the 4-seam does. It makes you rush as a hitter, and all of a sudden, a little bit of a short slider down and away. Freddie Freeman, one of the best in all of baseball with bat to ball skills, so when he swings through it, it's a good pitch.
He struck out Freeman twice tonight. He has 4 strikeouts in the game. Here's Tommy Edman, who flied out his first time. Ball in the dirt. Kicked around by Patrick Bailey near home plate. We've talked a lot about Bailey's defense. He's a Robbie Ray fan in attendance here tonight.
I actually like those City Connect jerseys for the Giants. A little bit of purple. Wasn't a big fan of the little fog ones. You know, with just the orange stuff like that. That's a little more attitude.
Some of the second round of City Connect jerseys have begun. The Dodgers is in their second term with it. Swing and a miss by Edman. We'll see more of those next year too. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tommy Edman. It's amazing. Robbie Ray, 33 years old. We talk about Kershaw being on one team. Sometimes it's out of your control. Ray's been traded a lot in his career. Good fastball there, but he's a left-hander who throws hard. He gets strikeouts.
Well, the big reason why he's been traded is the inability to be able to stay on the field and make big money. But when he stays healthy, especially when you pair him with a right-hander with good velocity, he's a tough look.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Tommy Edman. Now the runner is caught. Throw to second by Flores, and Hernandez is out. So Robbie Ray gets the pickoff. That's the second out of this inning. Base is empty now.
Yeah, trying to take off on Ray's leg kick, and Flores does a good job of avoiding Teoscar Hernandez and throwing it to the arm side of Adames to allow him to be able to apply that tag and stay out of harm's way for the most part.
It's the 6th pickoff for Ray this year. That ties a career high. One ball, 2 strikes on Tommy Edman. Fastball misses upstairs. Ray was drafted by the Washington Nationals. I don't know how many people would even know that. He's bounced around so much. He was traded to Detroit. They traded him to Arizona. It's really where he started to break out as a successful big league pitcher, was during his time with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, he really started to get used to that wind up, sync up the timing of when he can release the ball. It's not easy to develop that. He still has a deceptive throw even with runners on, and then he'll mix in a pickoff just to be able to keep the runner honest. But also you need to know how your stuff plays to the hitter. He figured out early on in his career that he had good velocity at the top of the zone.
There's a fastball almost into our booth here. 3-2 on Edman. Robbie Ray has been traded a handful of times, most recently to the Giants from Seattle as he was recovering from Tommy John surgery. Got that big contract with the Mariners after winning the Cy Young Award, but Seattle didn't see a whole lot of that. Edman trying to dump one to right. It lands in the glove of Encarnacion to end the 4th. Clayton Kershaw takes them out in the 5th, possibly for the final time.
It's Aaron Donald here, just reaching out to congratulate you on one hell of a career, legendary career. Enjoy retirement. You dominated the first chapter of your life, and on to the next chapter of your life, and you're going to do so many more great things, but you're going to be missed. So much respect for you, man. Enjoy it.
Respect from all walks of life for Clayton Kershaw. And there's the curveball to Rafael Devers for strike one. Enriquez is up in the Dodger bullpen. We got the two right-handed batters next. Let's see how Dave Roberts plays this here in the fifth inning.
Very important to get ahead and stay ahead. Got Devers last time on the slider. Now attacking him. The fastball up, already ahead 0-2. Might go with the fastball, inner half.
Every single person in Los Angeles wanted that to be called strike three.
Oh, man. Love that sequence. Dalton rushing, bouncing out there saying, hey.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Devers. The first batter Kershaw ever faced here at Dodger Stadium was Skip Shoemaker, and he struck him out. It was on May 25th, 2008. Tonight, September 19th, 2025. Kershaw still a Dodger on the mound at Dodger Stadium. And he strikes out Rafael Devers. Years worth of memories in Dodger blue, and Clayton Kershaw has hugs for everyone around him and everyone in this ballpark as he simply says thank you to Dodger Stadium. Fitting that it ends with a strikeout, just like it started back in May of 2008. Kershaw punches out Devers, and Dodger Stadium erupts one last time for a GOAT.
You know what I love to see right now? The genuine joy that he has in his face right now. The appreciation of the crowd, the appreciation of his teammates. Love seeing his lovely family finally get to see what it would be a bookend for the best careers of all time.
Nothing but adoration, admiration, respect, and love for a man who gave all he had for 18 years in that one uniform. A Dodger uniform. The loudest cheer, and Gardo Enriquez is going to hear with his name announced as he takes over on the mound, and Matt Chapman takes ball 1. Kershaw strikes out 6 tonight, allows 2 runs on 4 hits in 4 1/3 innings, and as we've talked about, well, the command wasn't great, but Kershaw was. And a strike to Chapman.
The emotions that are running through the stadium right now, realizing that all good things must come to an end. Even Mama Bear, who's been through it all with him.
Yeah, that's the point. She's been through all of it. There's so much that goes into it. The sacrifices and the time and the emotion. We see it play out here tonight in a really real way.
Yeah.
With Clayton Kershaw announcing his retirement yesterday, putting this start under the microscope as the last possible one at Dodger Stadium, certainly the last one in the regular season. Now Enriquez comes in with some real gas. 101 to strike out Chapman. 2 outs in the inning.
Enriquez is somebody I watched really work hard to develop as a frontline arm. He always had triple digits in the back pocket, but really worked on his mechanics and really worked on a secondary pitch to be able to land consistent. All of a sudden now he's a weapon in the back end of that bullpen for Dave Roberts.
Now, we don't get a lot of moments in this sport like the one we just saw. Clayton Kershaw and this crowd at Dodger Stadium got to soak it all in together. What a ride it's been for Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw walked off the mound to an incredible ovation. And we got to see a really genuine moment between this fan base, this city, and that pitcher here tonight.
Well deserved. I think everybody understood the assignment. And only fitting that the GOAT goes out how he came in with a big time strikeout.
A strike to Miguel Rojas with a home run earlier. Rojas with a pop-up behind first. Flores goes out, so does Schmidt, and it's Schmidt making a basket catch in fair territory. A good play by Schmidt for the first out of the inning. Kershaw's final pitch at Dodger Stadium in a regular season game. The punch out of Devers. Dave Roberts got the exact final note he was hoping to hit.
1,000%. I love that the teammates were emotional for him. This is fun. History right in front of our eyes, Wayne. That's all it is.
One out, and Andy Paez takes a strike. Well, now if you're the Dodgers, how do you focus on the rest of the game here? You're trying to win a division, trying to clinch a postseason spot here tonight. It's a ground ball, and his past Chapman, a base hit for Paez.
It's been an emotional 48 hours for the GOAT. Acknowledging his teammates, the bullpen coming out and saying, hey, we appreciate everything you've done in one uniform for 18 years. How much joy has he bring to Dodger Stadium and this fan base. A lot of 22 uniforms and t-shirts all around this stadium tonight, rightfully so.
It's an interesting way to do it too for Kershaw. You know, it wasn't some victory lap, a year-long type of thing. He didn't do it after the season or as this regular season was ending. He wanted to have the focus on the postseason for his team, because they do have a real chance to win another World Series. Kind of did it here, the final weekend at home against the Giants. And Clayton Kershaw got the opportunity to have his moment, but also keep the focus on the Dodgers trying to win the West again and looking to go to another World Series.
What's up?
Because the bottom line, you ask me, why is he great? Winning matters most to him. He doesn't want it to be about him. Even though he's one of the most talented left-handers the game has ever seen, all he cares about is his team shaking hands and tasting champagne at the end.
There did he go?
Hernandez held his swing. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Dodgers have a base runner here. Andy Paez 2 for 2 tonight with a double and a single.
Ooh, could have been 50-50 right there. Not friends with a lot of hitters because of that.
It's 3 balls and no strikes. It's in there from Robbie Ray. It's 3-1. Low scoring game here. Last night the Dodgers won it 2-1. Dodgers have beaten up on the Giants of late. They've won 20 of the last 27 games here at Dodger Stadium. There's ball 4, so Hernandez draws a walk. Couple of base runners. Well, Dalton rushing about to bat. He had the privilege of catching Kershaw's last start here at Dodger Stadium. Russell Martin caught the first, and he's standing by with Heidi Watney.
Yeah, Russell, Wayne just said it. You caught Clayton Kershaw's first ever Major League start. What do you remember about that day?
I remember it was a long time ago, and he was a puppy at that time. Threw really, really hard, and high expectations for the kid. And it was against St. Louis Cardinals. It was a day game, and I think he had a great game. We didn't get the win for him, but he pitched great.
Why was it important for you to be here for this night?
Well, I mean, he's always been a great teammate. He's a great person, incredible pitcher. I was there for his first game. It just felt natural to be there for his last home start.
Do you have a favorite memory?
Favorite memory? Probably just his debut or his first win. You know, just the electricity that he brought. You know, when he took the mound, like just his competitive nature. He had that when he first started, and he kept it all the way through for 18 years. It's absolutely incredible.
He's so intense. Thank you so much, Russell.
He's the best. Thank you.
Back to you, Wayne.
Can't imagine that Dalton Rushing was thinking about catching Clayton Kershaw's last start when Kershaw debuted. He was only 7 years old.
We want to talk about longevity and success, Wayne. 18 years. This being 18 years, we want to talk about Justin Verlander, 20 years in the big league, bouncing around from team to team, but be in this organization for that long and be successful and impactful for that long, truly impressive.
1-2 the count. Rushing takes ball 2, and still a very capable major league pitcher. He's 10-2 this year, and was able to get through 4 1/3 with just 2 runs allowed tonight.
Well, I gotta buy dinners. I said it in the pregame show because I didn't think he was going to retire this year. The way he was throwing the baseball, how impactful he was in year 18, second on the team with wins.
What's up?
Full count now on Rushing.
Once again, Wayne, the bottom of this lineup doing their best to cause havoc, be able to score.
Swing and a foul tip for strike 3. Bailey hung on. That's a big out with Ohtani coming up as Rushing strikes out for the second time. The Dodgers have always passed the baton from one great player to the next. As Clayton Kershaw says goodbye, Shohei Ohtani has been saying hello for the last couple of years in a historic way. Over 100 home runs in his first 2 years as a Dodger.
I'm sorry, Wayne. I know you work for the Halos, but I remember that day when he signed to be a Dodger. It was almost a holiday because you knew all the damage he's done, and you put him in that lineup, and he has not disappointed.
The 3rd most homers of any player in his first 2 seasons with the team. Man, what a cut.
He tried to leave Earth. Tried to leave Earth on that swing.
I'm not even really sure he's from it.
Ray's been challenging him at the top of the zone with that fastball. That pass was a little bit quick.
51 homers this year. He had 54 last year in his first year as a Dodger. He's got the count in his favor. 2 balls and 1 strike.
See, but the velocity, Robbie Ray kicking up the gear. Lefty on lefty. He knows he can go up and in on Shohei Ohtani. He's had success there. Also the slider down and away.
It's 2 balls and a strike.
Good pitch.
Takes one at the bottom of the zone for strike 2.
Excellent pitch. Finally changed eye level. Shohei's been seeing the fastball up in the zone. All of a sudden throws one at the knees on the corner. Evens the count.
Paz at second base. Kike Hernandez at first. Ohtani with a fly ball to left, hit well. Back for it, Ramos at the wall. It's gone. And they've stayed for Shohei.
The big show. Love the adjustment. He allowed the fastball to travel deep. Apple taco.
And now Mookie Betts out to left center. It's Gilbert at the wall. It's gone.
They didn't turn it into a party, Weezy, in LA right now. This stadium is literally shaking. Shohei, Mookie Betts, both getting their foot down and hitting them to the peak.
Now, Joe Davis's bobblehead told LA to start the party. I'm not sure it's ever stopped. for San Francisco, Spencer Bivens, as he enters the fray here at Dodger Stadium. Clayton Kershaw's big moment ended with a strikeout of Rafael Devers. He brought the crowd to its feet as they poured their adulation toward him. And now this crowd continues to roar behind the back-to-back home runs from Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts.
Finally showing the ability to get the Robbie Ray and hunt the fastball. Shohei letting that fastball travel deep, hitting that ball with authority to opposite field. And Mookie Betts staying aggressive with a great game plan, saying, I'm hunting the first pitch out of his hands as a forcing fastball. He did not miss it either.
Bouncer from Hernandez to end the inning. And Shohei and Mookie put on a show. Back-to-back home runs, putting the Dodgers in front. Number 52 on the year for Ohtani. And Mookie Betts with his 20th to make it 5-2 LA. We go beyond the dugout, presented by MasterCard here in the top of the 6th inning as Casey Schmidt leads off for the Giants. He takes a strike from Edgardo Enriquez. He replaced Kershaw in the 5th inning with retiring both batters that he faced. And we're pleased to be joined by Teoscar Hernandez as he plays right field here in the top of the 6th inning. Teoscar, can you hear us out there?
Yes, I can hear you. sorry.
You had me nervous for a second.
No, I'm good.
I appreciate you, big dog. How are you doing, man?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
Especially now that we're winning the game.
I like that. How does it feel to play in this type of matchup with this energy?
I mean, I always wanted this. You know, it's great. You get the level to the highest one, and then you just like trying to do your best just to do something so you can help the team win.
What kind of teammate has Clayton Kershaw been to you?
Oh, it's been great. I've been learning so much from him. You know, he's been in the league for 18 years, so I guess he's a good guy to follow everything that he does. Even if it's a pitcher, it's just like the routine, the work ethic, and all the things that he do before every start. So, and when he's not starting.
Teo, you've been smiling ever since you've been in a Dodger uniform. What is it about this place that brings you so much joy?
It's just the energy. the fans every night. You know, there's 40-something thousand every night, 50,000 people here, giving you the support that you want. I always wanted to play in a place like this, and since the first day they giving me the support, and you know it's great to be here and glad I'm a Dodger.
We have a fan question that's been sent in to us. What has it meant to you to play alongside one of the greatest pitchers of all time in Kershaw?
Oh, great. Not a lot of people got the chance to do that. And now I've been here for 2 years. I see him struggle last year with injuries and you know, perform not the way he wanted, but he came back strong this year. Like I say, his hard work is paying off. It's still paying off in year 18. So I'm glad that I'm his teammate and I can like tell this story to my kids when they grow.
Teo, I've watched you all year long and you battled some injuries. To me, especially over the last couple of weeks, you finally look healthy, not only at the plate, but defensively. Is that true?
Yes, I'm finally feel like myself, you know. For me, health is everything. That's what makes a player really good. If you're on the field, you can put numbers, you can help the team. And for me right now, it's been great. I'm glad that I'm on the field and ready for it.
There's a base hit for Gerard Encarnacion. Teoscar, what did you learn about what it takes to win a World Series last year, and how can you apply that again to trying to win one this year?
Not everything is going to go the way you want it to go. At some point, we struggled last year. Out the play, out the mound, and like every area is a lot of injuries at the beginning of the season. So you learn how to control that, and you learn how to get through that, and you know, you just go through it. Just get ready every single day. And just trying to do the little things that can help this team win.
Teo, tell me about Dave Roberts, just as a manager and a communicator, because this on the media side, he's very candid, very honest about the direction and the feel about the ball club. Can you tell me just some insider stuff about this, who he is and how he manages on a daily basis?
I mean, I think that's everything. And I already told him this, but I never had that trust from the manager, that confidence where the manager told me just go there, just have fun, do the things that you know you can do and the things that you know, that we know you can do. So just be yourself. I know the kind of person you are. So it's like, just give that confidence, that support from the manager and the staff. For me, it's everything.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Patrick Bailey. You got a runner on second base now. You got a lefty at the plate. What are some things you start to think about in this spot?
Right here, Bailey is not. He doesn't pull the ball too often. So I'm looking for something soft over the second baseman. Especially that Enriquez is pitching. You know, he's throwing 1-on-1, 1-on-2 sinkers and cutters. So. Just trying, you know, to anticipate the play. Encarnacion is not a fast guy, so not hurry if the ball is hit over here. Just, you know, play it aggressive, under control, and just trying to make the play.
How impressed are you about Mookie Betts not only making that adjustment to be one of the better shortstops in all of baseball, but really starting to merge and look like he feels healthy offensively in the box over the last couple weeks as well?
I mean, Mookie is Mookie, and when he was struggling, that was one of the things that I told him. Just be Mookie. Don't try to be anybody else. You've been doing this for a long time, so it's not going to be the first time that you're going to figure it out, and, you know, it's just about time that he figured it out, and now he's matching again.
All right, Teoscar, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Ricardo Enriquez strikes out Patrick Bailey, and Dave Roberts will go back to his bullpen here in the 6th. For the Dodgers, guy who can eat up multiple innings at a time as well. He's had some starts in his major league career. He's got a good arm, Robleski. He'll face the left-handed batting Gilbert here as he pops one foul. He averages 96 with his fastball. He can chuck it a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't see that in the minor leagues, and then all of a sudden he got to the big leagues, really worked on his mechanics and really getting downhill. Excellent arm slot, and the velocity just came, and so he has the ability to touch 100 miles an hour from the left side.
Just wanted to be in the show and impress the D train.
Man, I'm not mad at him. Between him and Evan Sheehan and all those guys, I told them all, Dreyer, I said, you guys are all big leaguers. I've been an independent league all-star and a major league all-star. I know pitching. And so nice to see those guys not only go from a hope to a need in the back end of that bullpen for Dave Roberts and company.
Alex Vesia has pitched each of the last 2 days, plus Blake Trinan was pretty busy last night throwing 24 pitches, and Michael Kopech went on the IL today. Been a tough year for Kopech. There's a strikeout of Gilbert to end the inning, so Robleski comes in and quickly gets the last out. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Kershaw has said many times how much that moment in the 2020 World Series meant to him to finally win one. His 3,000th career strikeout earlier this year. And another memorable moment for Clayton Kershaw tonight in his final regular season appearance at Dodger Stadium.
Nice to see him be able to take it all in. Give a kiss to his family. Show appreciation to his teammates. The fans' appreciation towards him. All the emotions in this wonderful building with so many great players that had a chance to suit up in a Dodger uniform. But Clayton Kershaw, one of the best all time.
Spencer Bivens on the mound here for San Francisco, facing Freeman. Had a couple of strikeouts against Robbie Ray. It was going fine for Ray until he got to the third time around and gave up the back-to-back home runs to Ohtani and Betts. They changed this game, turned it around for the Dodgers, and knocked Robbie Ray out of it.
Really important for Mookie Betts, the way he's playing at the right time, playing with confidence, wants to be impactful on both sides of the baseball. This is the Mookie Betts that we all know and love, and so starting to see some depth from the lineup at the right time.
Bouncer from Freeman as he gets thrown out by Schmidt. 1 out in the 6th. Let's send it to our studio in Sierra Santos.
Hey there, Phils and D-backs in the desert. Nick Castellanos gives the Phils an advantage 5-2 after he takes this one to the bullpen, his 250th career homer. Don't forget, Phils hang on to win. Dodgers punch their ticket to the postseason.
Yeah, there's really a couple of clinch scenarios at play for the Dodgers happening somewhat simultaneously, although the Arizona game is further along. They're in the 8th inning. The Phillies leading 5-2, so the Diamondbacks losing would send the Dodgers to the postseason. And a Dodger win tonight would do the same. Of course, both are in progress right now as Edman flies out. Dodgers would be the 3 seed in the National League, so they would be in that wild card round even as a division champion. At the moment, they play the Mets. The Mets were a winner tonight. They beat Washington 12-6. Mets are 2 games up on the Reds right now for that 3rd wild card spot in the National League. Cincinnati trying to make a late season push. The Diamondbacks and the Giants really can't afford losses, especially if the Mets win tonight, which they did.
Ball's out.
So both Arizona and San Francisco in precarious spots here as it gets later in the night.
Yeah, they had a couple offensive lulls over the last couple weeks, and that really put them in a tough spot. But I love that 3rd wild card because you really have to be out of it. But if you look at the Giants and you look how this lineup is structured, you see some positivity. You see some light at the end of the tunnel if you're Buster Posey, as far as Devers and Adames, Ramos and company. And they dealt with a ton of injuries this season, and so hopefully they come in spring training if they don't make the postseason, obviously, and be motivated to try to be successful.
It's Walker Buehler actually in line for the win for the Phillies tonight against the Diamondbacks. Buehler in some way trying to do his former team a solid, although the Dodgers pretty far behind the Phillies right now. 5 games behind Philadelphia for that number 2 seed. Milwaukee lost tonight, but they have 94 wins compared to the Dodgers 86 for the number 1 seed. It's going to be a little different path for the Dodgers, and you know it just presents a little more danger getting thrown into that wild card round, a best of 3, which all of those games would be here at Dodger Stadium. Bounce down the line past Chapman. That's a base hit. Rojas trying for second base. Here comes the throw from Ramos. Too late. A double for Miguel Rojas.
That's rare when you see a baseball get past Matt Chapman, one of the best defenders in all of baseball. But as soon as Miguel saw that, he was off to the races. And again, this is a sinker down. Miggy Rose showing the ability to pull the baseball. Already has a home run today. Goes right down the line. Gets him another extra base hit.
So 2-out double. Most of the hits for the Dodgers tonight have been extra base hits. 5 out of the 6. 3 homers, 2 doubles. Andy Pages has the only single, and he's the batter here. Snapping one foul against Bivens.
I said it earlier in the ball game, the ability to be able to provide traffic with 2 outs, not conceding innings. They did it a lot, not only last year, but in the postseason last year. Top to bottom, this lineup can show the ability to grind you down.
Line drive, left center. That's going to get down a base hit. It bounces to the wall. It's back-to-back doubles. Rojas and Pages, an insurance run for the Dodgers. It's 6-2.
Andy Pages should have been an all-star this year. I know it was a lot of talented outfielders, but that's how impactful he was in the first half. He's a weapon for Dave Robertson, the bottom of the lineup. Gets a slider, middle, doesn't try to do too much with that swing. He just barrels it. Once again, another extra base hit.
Rojas and Pages tonight are a combined 5 for 6 with 3 doubles and a home run. Pages is 3 for 3. Dodgers lead by 4 with Kike Hernandez at the plate. It's the 10th time this year Pages has had a 3-hit game. Kike Hernandez walked and scored his last time. It's this one right back to the pitcher's mound as Bivens makes the play to end the inning. Another run for the Dodgers. Back-to-back doubles. Played it to make it 6-2 after 6.
Run that up, get back to it. Hits on hits like a name Ray Lewis. I'm in the studio 9 to 5 and 5 to 9. I work like a student. They and they got no sauce. Mentality, mama, but ball like LeBron.
That was a preview of Amina's new song LA, which is available now on Apple Music. The Dodgers are up by 4 in the 7th inning here.
Bleachers.
1 ball, 1 strike. The Dodgers getting ready in some celebration mode tonight, as it was anyway for Clayton Kershaw's final regular season start here. But this would be the 13th consecutive postseason appearance. They can clinch it with a win or a Diamondbacks loss. Arizona is down 5-2 heading to the 9th inning now against the Phillies tonight, so that game will likely end first. If it ends with that score, the Dodgers are in. 13 in a row would tie for the second longest postseason streak in history.
And that's part of the mystique that Clayton Kershaw has, being at the helm, being the captain, being the leader. Dave Roberts at the helm as well. But they've been successful year after year. There's been a level of expectation of greatness. For the most part, they've answered the bell. And so, drawing almost 4 million fans to this beautiful ballpark and having the energy day in and day out, there's a level of expectation. It's not just division titles, but it's world titles. And they have it with fine colors.
The temptation of back-to-back world championships has not happened in close to 25 years in the major leagues. The Yankees were the last to do it, winning in '98, '99, and 2000. It's tougher and tougher to win one with the extra rounds of playoffs and all that. A lot of parity in the league. I mean, even the Dodgers right now, first place, they're the defending champion, but they have 86 wins. There's teams with more.
And that National League is starting to shake out as the gauntlet.
Swing and a miss by Ramos on a foul tip. On strikeouts for Dodger pitching tonight. That's number 11. Hit up MLBshop.com for the largest and latest selection of jerseys, caps, hoodies, and accessories to keep you in the game all year long. Gear up, game on. MLBshop.com, the official online shop of Major League Baseball. Dusty Baker certainly had his hand in the Dodgers-Giants rivalry. Dave Roberts got his hand everywhere, it seems like. The longtime manager of the Dodgers now, and kind of carrying on that legacy all the way back to Walter Alston and Tommy Lasorda. Win championships, last a long time in that role. A fatherly figure, maybe eventually a grandfatherly figure if he sticks around long enough. And Dave Roberts certainly has earned the respect of everyone around here.
And just a joy on a daily basis to be around.
Thomas socks one into right field, up the gap in right center. It's past Hernandez, who tried to slide to cut it off, and Thomas ends up at second base with a double.
Excellent job by Adames staying on that breaking ball. Elongates that swing, keeps his eyes to the right field. Mateo trying to slide to knock that down, but that ball was hit so hard, couldn't get there in time.
One out. The batter is Devers, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and a walk tonight. Rafael Devers was the man at the plate when Clayton Kershaw recorded his final out tonight. So fitting it happened with a strikeout. Kershaw's first batter that he ever faced in this ballpark, he struck out, and his last. Tied it up perfectly. And there's Kirby Yates getting ready in the Dodger bullpen. Should likely no Vesio or Trinan tonight. Still some weapons down there with Yates, and I'm sure we'll see Tanner Scott if the game calls for it.
So far, Dave Roberts went with the youth movement, but they have some serious firepower, and I love what he said about them. He said they're talented, but they also can be young and dumb enough to not know what they're getting themselves into.
Devers has struck out for the third time tonight. Robleski has 3 strikeouts since entering the game.
He has the mound presence, and again, he's another hybrid guy where you can use him as a starter in the opener, but he also comes out of that bullpen with some high-powered stuff, lefty on lefty, throwing right through the target. 98 miles an hour in the back pocket must be nice.
Devers now 1 for 25 against the Dodgers this year. 0 for 3 tonight. How would you do it? You have Snell and Yamamoto most likely going to get starts in the wild card round. Then what? How would you prepare these guys to be relievers for some of these other starters, including Kershaw?
Well, the first thing is the communication of where they're at and the honesty of Dave Roberts. And so Tyler Glasnow to me is a wild card. Evan Sheehan, he can do whatever he wants down there as far as the bullpen, being the long hybrid guy if you need to. But the communication and the honesty about the direction of who needs to line up and who can come back. Yamamoto needs some time between starts. Blake Snell to me is the one guy in that rotation that can come back to a pivotal game if they need him to be.
We also have Shohei in the mix as well. 1 ball, 1 strike on Chapman. Swing and a miss on the fastball. He looked plenty good the other night against the Phillies as a pitcher.
Especially the secondary mix. And a lot of those Phillies have never faced Shohei Ohtani, and I guarantee they went back to that iPad to say that, man, that guy's got some big time stuff. And so it's a good problem to have if you're Dave Roberts, especially everything that they went through last year with how thin their rotation was. A lot of guys had to step up. A lot of clocks were rushed for guys to be impactful. You know it's bad when Dave Roberts is managing meetings and you've been there and says, Train, can you give me 2 innings? You know, at this point in my career. So, but they overcome that, and now they have the depth that's healthy at the right time.
We did hear some rumblings as Shohei had to scram out of the way from that foul ball into the dugout. But we did hear some rumblings about Shohei because of the way the rule is constructed. You know, as a starting pitcher, he can stay as the DH, but as a relief pitcher, he cannot. And he sounds like he'd be willing to play the outfield if that were the case in the playoffs. Chapman lines one to right center field. That gets down for a hit. Adames comes home. Chapman has driven in a run. The Giants get closer at 6-3.
Chapman doing an excellent job fighting off a tough pitch to handle and run to the scoring position, showing the ability to cash in. And this game is far from over.
First baseman number 41,
fastball with cutting action. All he does shortens that stride, and he's strong enough to muscle. And Adames knew that ball was down, especially with 2 outs. You're running on contact.
Now Wilmer Flores will be the batter. He has an RBI single tonight. Drove home Chapman in the 3rd inning. Chapman at first base here as Flores takes ball 1. First run off the Dodger bullpen tonight. Enriquez went an inning and a 3rd. Leski has gone an inning. And some high strikes have been called back there by Lance Barksdale tonight.
Saw Rafi Devers have a nice little discussion. Struck out with the fastball down, and then all of a sudden now the sights seem to change with the high strike is starting to get called.
1 ball, 1 strike. Gave to that breaking ball 22.
Leski showing the ability to be able to spin it right under the swing path of all that setup with the high velocity. Let's see if he doubles up with it down.
Phillies have added to their lead in Arizona, so it seems like the Dodgers, one way or the other, are going to clinch that playoff spot tonight. They could gain a game on the Padres too. San Diego lost earlier to the White Sox. It's a fair ball. Long throw across. Perfect from Kike Hernandez.
back to Dodger Stadium. Tonight's odds are brought to you by BetMGM. Now, Shohei Ohtani has a good chance at another unanimous MVP award, which would give him more MVPs than anyone in MLB history, with the exception of Barry Bonds, who took home 7. Now, Dave Roberts loves that Ohtani even suggested he could play in the outfield or come out of the bullpen, that he really is willing to do anything to help the team. But he said he's a very methodical, disciplined person, and the bullpen is not as predictable. As it is, he starts only once a week, and the Dodgers don't foresee changing that if they're using him as a starter, but they haven't ruled anything out just yet, Wayne.
There's a fly ball hit well. Dalton rushing sends one toward the gap in right center, and it is caught by Encarnacion, the right fielder. About 8 or 9 inches taller than Gilbert, so he had the rebounding angle there.
Look at the sequence. Robbie Ray throwing the forcing fastball, gets away with another one at the top of the zone. You realize where he's going to attack. That was the fastball that set everything up. Shohei's sights looking out over the plate. Wasn't as good as the pitch before, and how many times have we seen him? Taco, who's hungry with an easy, sweet swing.
It's crazy power that Ohtani has, easy power. He's hit that one to the opposite field here tonight. Almost 2 months since his last opposite field home run. Another MVP caliber season for Shohei as he looks for what would be a nearly unprecedented 4th MVP award. Barry Bonds is the only man to win 4. Barry won 7. And Shohei would get up into that territory that only Bonds has ever been able to reach with a 4th MVP. He'll have won 2 in each league, something that has never been done. Only one other person's even won 1 in each league, Frank Robinson.
I was about to say the legend from Oakland, California, Frank Robinson, who was a bad man, but Shohei right now is on a different planet, leading the National League in OPS and slug. And you talk about the power numbers and the presence. Not as running as much, but doesn't need to when he slugs like that.
He strings and misses here. He's not running as much, but he's pitching more.
Yeah, gotta say those legs.
So Ohtani strikes out, but it's rare to even see anybody win 4 MVPs in a 5-year span in any sport. Wayne Gretzky won 9 out of 10. They call him the Great One for a reason. Bill Russell, LeBron, Barry Bonds. I mean, the upper echelon of North American sports. The greats of the greats to do that, and well, Shohei certainly fits into that category, and he might thrust himself into that category here before this season is over. He bets an MVP winner. He thought he would be the guy to join Frank Robinson as the second to win the MVP in both leagues. He's gotten pretty close as a Dodger. Shohei has beaten him to it. There's another good swing from Betts toward the gap in left center, but Ramos runs it down to end the inning. Baseball on Apple TV Plus is presented by Chevrolet, official vehicle of Major League Baseball, and in part brought to you by Meineke, doing car care right. Pitching decisions presented by Sage. Clayton Kershaw's last batter here at Dodger Stadium in a regular season game.
Yeah, he was able to steal a strike with that breaking ball, trying to change eye level, but works himself back into the count, gets a fastball down in the zone. And a nice little curtain call from the home faithful.
That was an immaculate moment here at Dodger Stadium tonight. Casey Schmidt will be the batter here in the 8th inning. For everyone in attendance here tonight, everyone watching, it's one of those that you'll never forget. Kirby Yates, a good contract to the Dodgers in the offseason, a one-year deal, but worth $13 million. Bullpen looked pretty loaded when they signed Yates and Tanner Scott, who were both coming off great seasons. Neither has had a great season, though, this year.
Yeah, subpar play, and really injuries throughout the bullpen, starting to catch up from the youth. And so you're hoping that over the next week, Dave Roberts can get some guys to really emerge as some high leverage guys that you can trust in the back end of that bullpen.
Yates was incredible for the Rangers last year. The 1.17 ERA and 33 saves. His ERA is 4 runs higher this year, 5.18. He's given up 8 home runs in 40 innings. There's a fly ball. This one will not carry. Schmidt slams his bat. Tommy Edman makes the catch. 1 out. 2025 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One recognizes a player who truly represents the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Learn more about the nominees and vote today scanning the QR code at visit MLB.com/Clemente Award. Here's Gerard Encarnacion, who's been on base a couple of times tonight. Dave Roberts will entrust Yates and likely Tanner Scott to finish this one out. Dodgers with a 3-run lead at the moment. So the Dodgers will clinch a playoff spot tonight if they win or the Diamondbacks lose. Looks like both are on the verge of happening. Diamondbacks down 8-2 in the bottom of the 9th in Arizona. Dave Roberts planning a little champagne toast after the game tonight. They'll save a bigger celebration for if and when they clinch the National League West yet again. Would be the 12th division title in this 13-year postseason run.
Love what he said in the manager meeting. Pull out the good champagne and the better champagne in a couple days. And so also being able to give Clayton Kershaw personally his flowers with his teammates inside the locker room.
2 up, 2 down here in the 8th inning. For the Giants, this would be a further setback. They entered the day 3 behind the Mets for the 3rd wild card. This would push them to 4 back if they don't battle back tonight. Starting to run out of time. San Francisco with just 8 games remaining after today's.
There's been a couple times during the season that they have fought back to striking distance with the Dodgers within the division, and all of a sudden the Dodgers continue to win series and push them back with a stiff jab.
Bailey slaps one toward the left field line. It's a sliding catch by Andy Pages, who's had a great night. Major League Soccer kicking off tomorrow. South Korean icon Son Heung-min, German scoring legend Thomas Mueller, and the GOAT Lionel Messi line up a packed slate of playoff intensity showdowns. Coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern exclusively on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. Now, congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They've made it a baker's dozen, 13th consecutive year, reaching the postseason. The Diamondbacks lost tonight, so it's official. The Dodgers will be in the postseason.
And how fitting is that the ex-teammate Walker Buehler gets the win to help send them.
Certainly it was Walker Buehler taking a big part in finishing off their World Series win last year. In those final outs at Yankee Stadium, as we see Carson Seymour on the mound for San Francisco on a fly ball off the bat of Teoscar Hernandez. Kind of got it toward the end of the bat a bit as Gilbert makes the catch. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Sending out to our studio, here is Sierra Santos.
Hey, Wayne, you just mentioned it a second ago. Jake McCarthy flies out to Harrison Bader, and that is the final out from Chase Field as the Phils take down the D-backs. And yes, the Dodgers clinch a postseason berth. Wayne, D-Train, let's get it back to you in LA.
So the champagne toast is on approach for the Dodgers here tonight.
Got to steal me a glass before I go to the trucks after the game. Sir, I know it's crisp.
Freddie Freeman 0 for 3 tonight.
But this is part of the organizational greatness. Every spring training, this is an expectation that they put on themselves to go out there and contend for a world championship. So I'm sure they're going to celebrate, but it's just part of that stepping stone. If you're Dave Roberts and company and Andrew Freeman, it's an expectation to be one of the best teams and have a chance to win another World Series championship.
We'll see how it goes for the Dodgers come October. 13 in a row, pretty special. Only one team has ever done it more often consecutively. The Braves with the 14 straight postseason appearances throughout the 90s into the early 2000s.
And I don't see it slowing down, especially with that man in the dugout.
Yeah,
anything is possible.
Could definitely go for that record-tying postseason trip next year. 3 minutes, chopper to the second baseman Schmidt. 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th. Don't miss Denzel Washington in the new Spike Lee joint, Highest to Lowest. Denzel plays a powerful music mogul who is forced to fight for his family and legacy while jammed up in a life or death moral dilemma. Highest to Lowest is now streaming on Apple TV+. Hope he figures that out.
I gotta watch that. Denzel and Spike. Gotta have it.
Tommy Edman at the plate with 2 outs.
And I know you're excited about those new iPhones we're about to get. Ooh,
we are.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
That's news to me and probably a few others listening to you, sir.
Man, I hope so. Got me some earphones next to me, baby.
2 balls, no strikes on Edman. Ground ball. It is grabbed by Flores in the 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th. for the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One. Be entered for a chance to win 2 World Series tickets. Visit MLBtogether.com/Clemente Award for your chance to win. World Series might come right back through Dodger Stadium as it did last year. The Dodgers beat the Yankees 5 games in the 2024 World Series, but they need to figure out the back end of their bullpen. Tanner Scott has a 4.72 ERA, has 9 blown saves this year. He's allowed 11 home runs. He'll try to get the final 3 outs here tonight.
Yeah, command and missing over the plate has been the problem for Tanner Scott all season long. But talking to him today, he said he's figured out some things. We'll see.
Christian Koss is the pinch hitter for Drew Gilbert. Behind him is the top of the Giants order. They'll have Ramos, Adames, and then Devers.
Really good slider right out of the hand.
He struggled all year, but especially lately, Scott's given up 7 runs in his last 8 appearances, 3 home runs. Trying to get this save tonight would be just his 2nd in the month of September. Edgardo Enriquez is in line for the win.
Oh, thanks, Doc. Right.
If the Dodgers do win tonight, their magic number to clinch the National League West will be down to 4 thanks to San Diego's loss earlier. That's the bigger celebration the Dodgers hope to have in the next handful of days, maybe even by the end of the weekend. It's grounded down the third base side. Diving stop. Hernandez couldn't get the throw off, and it's an infield hit for Koss off the bench.
Koss can't run, so that was going to be a tough play regardless if Kike came clean up that ball. Shortened the swing, kept it fair. Excellent job by Kike Hernandez, but this could not get that transfer once again. But seeing the athletic ability of Kike Hernandez, it doesn't matter where he is. Koss was smelling base hit the whole time, hustling out of the box and getting the Giants going.
Brings up Elliot Ramos, who had a home run in the first inning. He was on the 3rd pitch thrown by Clayton Kershaw tonight, although Kershaw only allowed 2 runs, going 4 to 3rd tonight, and ended his performance in his regular season career here at Dodger Stadium with a strikeout of Rafael Devers, leading to an incredible walk-off for Kershaw here tonight.
Oh, nope. There you go.
Almost held up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Tanner Scott trying to go with that slider down and really getting on top of the slider. He's been beat a lot with cement mix type sliders in the middle of the zone, speeding the batter's bat to be able to hit something with some launch angle.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
See, with that type of movement and that velocity, Wayne, it's almost like a poor fastball if it doesn't have the depth change down under the swing path of the right-handed batter.
Giants trying to rally late. Dodgers looking to even up the all-time series against the Giants. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out here in the 9th. Let's send it down to Heidi.
Well, Wayne, the Dodgers not only plan on moving a couple starters into the bullpen for the postseason, they might be getting flame-throwing Roki Sasaki back for a role there as well. He's going to pitch on Sunday at AAA, where he's been touching 100 with his fastball. Then if all goes as planned, the Dodgers are going to bring him here to pitch out of the pen this last week before the postseason starts.
To make sure Sasaki can throw strikes regularly, too. We saw him struggle with that earlier in the year. Swing and a miss by Adames.
Well, you know, I love the plan for him. Shorten the expectation, and what I mean by that is, hey, come out of the bullpen and it can be pedal to the metal. Max effort throws, hopefully get some confidence, and I agree 1,000%. Land in the strike zone as well.
1 ball, 1 strike on Adames. Devers behind him. The Giants trying to rally here in the 9th inning in a game that's crucial for San Francisco. They'll fall further back in the wild card race. They'd be 4 games out. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Adames.
That slider thus far much better tilt downhill, and with the velocity of that slider, You have to engage because he does have 97, 98 in the back pocket with the four-seam fastball.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Adames here. He doubled and scored his last time. Dodgers took the lead with a 4-run 5th inning. They've been in front ever since. Back-to-back homers by Ohtani and Betts. It's 2-2. Mention a Dodger win would tie the all-time matchup between these two teams. They would each have 1,287 wins against each other. And it would be the first time that the all-time record has been even since 1896 for the Dodgers playing the Giants. It only took 120 years or so. Fouled behind home plate. 130 to get back to even.
They've been tied at the hip for a very, very long time. Both sides had experienced joy and pain from each other's hands, and so you knew this matchup with Clayton Kershaw, where both teams are, it was going to be a postseason type feel, and it did not disappoint.
2-2.
Good pitch.
Just missed the inside corner. 3-2.
Good take by Adames. Fastball just off the plate.
And there's ball 4. So now Devers will come to the plate representing the tying run. Matt Chapman bats behind him. And Tanner Scott, who's been prone to the long ball lately, really all year, is in a position now where he can't afford to give one up. Devers has 31 home runs on the season. He's 0 for 3 tonight with 3 strikeouts. The Dodgers want to have a meeting on the mound.
I think this is an excellent mound visit by Dalton Rushing to be like, where do we want to go? We still can be the aggressor. This is where we went with Devers, to be able to slow him down. But he's still one of the best hitters in all of baseball, and all it takes is one swing to get him going.
Devers has 16 homers since joining the Giants, although his strikeout total has really beefed up since going to San Francisco. Still another 30 homer, 100 RBI year for Devers. He's got 31 doubles and over 100 walks this season as well. Infield hit and a walk, putting Devers at the plate as the tying run.
Down.
He takes ball 1. See the Dodgers outfield setup. Respecting the power of Devers, they have Edman all the way over in left center, as Devers has great power really to all fields. Hernandez very deep in right. There's a good slider from Scott. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good save.
Ball 2. It was Devers who was the last man that Kershaw faced tonight. He struck him out in the 5th inning. Devers has not put a ball in play tonight. He's walked and struck out. Fanning 3 times tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike on Devers. He's off balance there and fouled it. Defensive swing on 2-1.
Scored an excellent pitch. Tanner Scott doubling up with the breaking ball down and away, doing his best to stay away from the power on the pull side of Rafi Devers.
Matt Chapman on deck. Into the powerful part of this Giants order in the 3-run game. And it's Devers taking ball 3.
Devers looking for the breaking ball. Tanner Scott beat him with the fastball, but just off the plate.
So now 3-2 on Rafael Devers. And he'll do it again after that foul. Scott's thrown over 20 pitches already in this inning. There's nobody up in the Dodger bullpen right now. There is action in the Giants bullpen in case this game goes to the bottom of the 9th. Jose Butto is warming up for San Francisco. It's 3-2. And it's in there for strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Rafael Devers tonight.
Well, this was a slider that was thrown at him and it locked him up. Excellent pitch by Tanner Scott. He needed that pitch. He saw sliders away from him, starting from the middle of the plate, and then all of a sudden, and now you see the bullpen showing, yes, that's the sequence we need. He's still not out of the woods just yet, though.
It's 5 times this year that Devers has struck out 4 times in a game. And certainly they're not out of the woods. Chapman can tie it up with 1 swing as well. 2 outs. And Chapman with a pop-up. Mookie Betts waits for it. On Kershaw's night, the Dodgers win. They clinch a postseason berth, and they beat their rival, the Giants, 6-3. The Dodgers' magic number to win the West is 4. While Clayton Kershaw and all the adoration from this crowd here tonight, boy, Shohei take a big swing to change the trajectory of this game.
This was fun. Well-played ball game on both sides, and the stars showed up. Not only on the field, but off the field as well. For a monumental ball game as we get a chance to say goodbye to one of the greatest to ever do it in Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw announced his retirement yesterday, which made tonight center stage for his final regular season start at Dodger Stadium. And neither Kershaw nor this crowd disappointed in making sure Clayton Kershaw felt all the love, as he is our Chevrolet Electric Player of the game.
Yeah, he battled out there. I love what Dave Roberts said about him. This was a gritty performance. He wasn't as sharpest, but he wanted it more than the other side. Made pitches when he had to. Love seeing that motion from Dave Roberts and his teammates and his lovely family.
It was a pretty special and emotional time here at Dodger Stadium tonight, as Clayton Kershaw with our breakdown of the night. Statcast powered by Google Cloud.
Well, you knew that slider had to play, but I love it when he blocked the hitters up with that big time whooper duper, the 12-6 breaking ball, and that's the pitch that's going to get him in the Hall of Fame as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
It certainly is, and he showed it quite a bit tonight. He struck out Rafael Devers in what would be the final pitch thrown by Kershaw in a regular season game here at Dodger Stadium. Certainly the possibility exists he'll be back on that mound in a postseason game, as the Dodgers are a playoff team, and they will have a chance to defend their crown come October. First things first, as we wait for Clayton Kershaw to get back on the field here to chat with Heidi Watney about this final time as a starting pitcher in a major league game at Dodger Stadium. You know, the great ones, they get to write their own ticket sometimes. You know, a lot of players' careers ends, you know, in the shadows. They're at AAA, or it ends in spring training, or you don't know when the end will come for some of these guys. But Clayton Kershaw got to say, you know what, this is it. Tonight's the night. And he went out and he put on a great show in front of this audience that absolutely soaked in every second.
He did it his way. I love that he kept it close to his chest with his family. Awesome career by one of the greatest left-handers of all time.
And he's standing by with Heidi Watney right now.
Clayton, 18 years in this Dodger blue. It's been an emotional couple of days since you announced that you would be retiring. These guys, they stayed for you. What was it like when Dave Roberts came to get you?
It was such a special night. Such a special night. Just everybody here. Yeah, I can't even put into words how special tonight was to me. This crowd, this group of fans has been with me from the very beginning. And just thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Clayton, you struck out the first batter you faced. You struck out the last batter you faced, and in between were some pretty special moments. What stands out to you?
Just what an amazing teams I've gotten to be a part of. I think that group of guys in that clubhouse is super special. And I'm just so humbled to get to be a Dodger for this long. I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Mookie Betts told me before the game that they were going to do whatever it took to make sure this day was great for you. He went deep. Shohei went deep. What does this group of guys mean to you?
It's so special, so special. I don't have words for what those guys mean to me and what just what this whole season has meant to me personally. It's such an incredible group of guys, and we got a lot of work to do. Step one tonight, we made it to the postseason, so step one tonight. But it's going to be a really fun next month.
This place is packed. They've been standing, they've been cheering your entire career. Is there anything you want to say to the fans?
Yeah, there's so much I want to say. I think the only thing I can say right now is just thank you guys so much. Thank you for 18 years. It hasn't always been a smooth ride, but you guys have stuck with me. Thank y'all so much. We got another month to go.
13th straight postseason. That champagne's going to taste pretty good tonight.
Thanks, Heidi. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Clayton Kershaw, well, he rides off into the sunset here in Los Angeles, and it was a special moment to see Kershaw out there tonight with this crowd so fully behind him, his family here. What a moment, what a night here at Dodger Stadium. And they win it against the Giants 6-3 with Kershaw starting for the final time here at Dodger Stadium. It was an unforgettable moment, an unforgettable night. We'll be back to wrap it up.